Let's begin with something simple. Imagine a basket filled with all the fruits in your kitchen. Now, inside that basket, you find only apples and bananas. These apples and bananas are part of the total. They form a subset of all fruits in the basket. In set theory, we say that set A is a subset of set B if every element in A also belongs to B. We write this using the symbol that looks like a sideways U. It's read as A is a subset of B. Formally, if A and B are two sets, we say A is a subset of B if, for every element in A, that element is also in B. In symbols, we write if A belongs to A, then A also belongs to B. This is written as A belongs to A implies A belongs to B. For example, let A be the set 1, 3, 5 and B be the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since every element in A is also in B, we say A is a subset of B. Also, any set is always a subset of itself, so we write A is a subset of A. Here's something interesting. The empty set, the set with no elements, is a subset of every set. Why? Because it has no elements that can violate the rule. There is nothing in the empty set that doesn't belong somewhere else. So we agree, the empty set is a subset of every set, written as phi is a subset of A. This concept becomes very useful later in topics like power sets and mathematical logic. There are two types of subsets. A proper subset is when set A is contained in set B and A is not equal to B. An improper subset is when set A is exactly equal to set B. Example, let A be the set 2 for us and B be the set 2 for 6 harn. Here A is a proper subset of B. But if A and B are the same, for example, B equals B, then B is an improper subset of itself. Still valid, just not proper. A singleton set is a set with only one element. For example, the set 5 is a singleton set. If 5 is an element of set A, then 5 is a subset of A. Now here's a critical point. If even one element of A is not in B, then A is not a subset of B. To say A is a subset of B, every single element in A must also be in B. No exceptions. Subsets are more than just definitions. They help us build structure in mathematics. They allow us to break large sets into smaller logical parts, and they're used to compare data, organize information, and build proofs. Subsets are used in everything from functions and geometry to computer programming and data science. Now that you understand subsets, you're ready to explore special categories, like subsets of real numbers and intervals, which we'll look at next.